Gourmet to the stars. Scene 11. Well, it could be 12 actually. Scene 12. I meet Earthers. Characters: Lory Gato, and Earthers described as Moustache Man, Scarface, Star-Stud Man, and Hard Blue Eyes. A sound broke me from my introspection. 4 men angled through the empty space between the few shops. I ignored them and studied the cattle and the landing field beyond. My thought wasn't on them or visiting starships. "Hey buddy, you lost your horse?" I recognised the voice immediately and made a conscious effort to unfurrow my brow. I looked up. 4 big guys, lean and mean, regulation short hair, blonde apart from him, dressed in what I guessed was functional rather than leisure wear. They towered over me. "Oh, what is it, fellows?" I spoke in Pan, but they drifted real close and stuck to English. "We was wondering how you were doing," the one I'd seen in Clubinal at the beginnings of a thin moustache. The others, well, I was too busy being crowded by them to notice detail. "Hey, look at them fine uppity clothes. Whoa, now that's something." I was an insect under the microscope. I backed off. Moustache Man, standing slightly back, was amused by it all. "Don't mind them, they're just curious. I thought you'd be looking in on your alien chums." My business wasn't their business, and I wasn't comfortable with his attitude. Yet he seemed slightly less surly. He seemed to be in control of his 3 fellows. Perhaps out here he only had to obey himself. I asked, "What do you guys do?" taking the opportunity to step back again and study the other 3. I'd say they were in their mid-20s. On my left, faint facial scar, as if he'd had a mole removed. To my right, hard blue eyes. Ear-stud man in the middle. "Oh, definitely not diplomatic or political. We're workers." What a strange answer. Few worlds have humans on those that do, we were restricted to the odd scientific outpost. These didn't fit my picture of scientist. Without a clue what they might be doing here, I said the first thing in my mind. "Do you work in terraforming?" Moustache Man was a bit further back, busy with a gadget held in his hand. Scarface, I didn't know his name, nor did I want to, became deputy speaker. He looked to his left. The nearest of the other 2 was distinguished by a star-shaped stud in his ear. Scarface said, "Hey, he's a scientist now. Thought you was a Lone Ranger." Star-stud retorted, "Looks more like Friar Tuck to me." "Seriously," I pleaded. Moustache Man looked up and intervened. "Good shout, actually." Its 3 mates were suddenly still. They listened. "Let me tell you something. We could help them. Make things move faster." Despite myself, my expression must have said, interested. And who wouldn't? The dream to expand, explore and colonise. Earth had no colonies to speak of, apart from Merthyr, which was ever so slightly controversial. You didn't mention Merthyr. "Gotcha now, haven't I? Want to know something?" He didn't wait for an answer. "We've offered. I'll tell you something else. We also know that they're planning to kick us off once our usefulness is gone." "They're planning to..." I didn't finish the thought. The man furthest from Scarface chipped in. "We've got rights." Passionate, aggressive. His mates turned to look at him. He'd spoken out of turn. Moustache Man said deliberately, "They wouldn't be allowed to terraform if we weren't on planet." An answer directed to cool a hot head. "What? But the planet's theirs," I blurted. "Doesn't matter. There's a lot you don't know. You aren't told what's really going on." "Okay, so what is going on?" He lowered his voice. This is in confidence. They need us here. If we weren't, their license would be revoked. We're the make weight. Make weight? This didn't compute. Or did it? I was confused. What license? Have you been travelling to the stars with your eyes shut? You know how things work. Think. To advance you make deals. We're on the bottom rung, but there's a big chance here. We have to play the game. The thing is, we've been stuck at this for years. Waiting. A promise. To involve us as things progressed. At least as good as a promise. The business wasn't exactly honest. You knew the rules and played the game. This, however, sounded like politics. They hadn't come right out and said, "Hey Lory, we're Earthers." They didn't need to. Danger beckoned. Oh, I see. I didn't. Humans are self-starters, just like them. We want to show them how we could be useful, to cooperate with them. Surely you can see the logic. You know, you could help. You've no axe to grind. I'm not sure I take your meaning. Me? Why was I mentioned? How did I fit in the frame? Did they want me to do something? Planet changing takes power. Their power outlets are probably all over the planet. We're not geared up for operations like that, but if we knew where those outlets were, we could at least take readings and work out how they're doing it. The thing is, well, things get a little tight round here now and again. It would be easier if we took a back seat. We just need an idea of where their power outlets are. I saw the direction of things and tried to head it off. I need to see what my message is. I'm really only a traveller. Exactly. That's all we want you to be. Be a tourist. We want you to enjoy your stay here. We also want to make things better. Persuasive, but he ignored my lame attempt to change the subject. I was cornered. Well, okay, but... Excitement and fear jolted me. I tried to think my way out of this. You're just helping your fellow man. Scarface's eyes pinned me. Come now, you know how things work. Think it through. I see, but it's not even espionage. We can arrange for you to get off planet quickly. All you need to do is be a tourist and remember. Where did their influence extend? Something didn't ring true, but how could I challenge this? I was caught and knew it. Hopefully I'd finish my business before I had to face him again. Sometimes you had to acquiesce just for a quiet life. I consoled myself with the thought that it'd soon be all behind me. Oops, well, that's not blooper free, but there we go, a little bit more.